This is a story of my first field trip as a college undergrad student. The year is 2006. We were between 18 and 20 years old. No responsibilities. The only thing we had to do was go into class and get good grades. We were a friendly group and we generally got along. This is our professor, Javier Mejia. Back then, he used to be the subdirector of a very important museum, and he had the bad idea to take us on a field trip to see pre-Columbine art in a regular setting instead of the traditional conventional setting of a museum. So the plan was get in a band and go to our first location called Calabazo. There we will meet our guide. The day was warm and humid because it rained the day before. But nevertheless, we made it there. At that point, our guide told us the safety rules that we needed to follow. He told us that we had an insurance that also covered life insurance. Then, in the middle of the explanation, Tanga asked to Alexa, "Hey, do you think we should buy water?" Everybody turned to her like, so we start walking uphill for 3 hours. Every time someone would sleep or trip, we said, life insurance going once. But it was nevertheless a very, very rough day, especially for the people that were hungover from the party the day before. In the middle of the walk, my friend Slay started saying that she cannot make it anymore. She's tired. She was almost passing out. So I gave her a bocadillo, which is nothing but guava paste with a lemon and a lot of sugar. That gave her the energy to go forward. The hike wasn't generally quiet, but every so often my friend Heidi will ask the Professor, how long till make it there? And he will reply, 10 minutes. 10 minutes after, same question, same answer. And then she goes, Professor, with all due respect, but where is that place? Everybody will start laughing after that. We finally made it. There was a creek, and Tanga decided that she was going to cool off. So she put her feet in the water and went right up to her hips. She misjudged the shallow and she started to cry for help, and people helped her. When she was out, she told that she almost lost her shoe, which Alexa told her, "Hey, you need to bring the shoes because those are my grandma's." And that happened because they were partying together, and Tanga spent the night in Alexa's house and she didn't pack the shoes. So Alexa gave her grandma's shoes to go to the hike, which they were not the right shoes anyway. The professor started to explain the importance of the place. I don't remember much because I was so tired that I wasn't in the mood to hear anything about it. But the thing is that the place is important because the settlement, it was made in circular shapes for crops and drainage. Also because the native carved art on the rocks too. So that was important to see for all as the class and for people that live in the area. There's a hut that they used to live as a house. So now the guide say we have to go from point 2 to point 6, which is a place called Arrecife or San Juan de Guia, which meant that we had to hike at least for 30 minutes to 40 minutes more. But this time wasn't no longer uphill, up to one tiny part. That tiny part were the stairs or the steps that the native from, of the area built with some loosened rocks that were used as a way to alert the community that someone was coming in and out of the place. So he told us, be careful because you may slip. So every time someone slipped, we would say, life insurance going once. And then the same question about, Professor, how long until we make it there? But I knew that as soon as you would see or hear the ocean, you were close, because a friend of mine told me that's how you know you're very close to the place. I never been so happy to see the Caribbean Sea in my life. So we just lay there. I just took a nap and I saw people also going to swim. I didn't do it because I knew if I went swimming, I would be worn out for the rest of the hike that we still had to go to meet the band at the parking lot. But for this path is mostly flat, still boggy, still humid. It's the rainforest, and the ground was slippery. But still, we had to go for at least 1 more hour of hiking. Then, and that included that we will hit parts that were at the ocean. So we were also dragging our feet by sand, and it was so salty that you can taste the salt in the air. We were just worn out, just wanted to be home by this point. So I see Tanga sitting on a rock like the one below, crying. And I said, "Come on, Tanga, let's go." And she was like, "No, leave me here. I'll make it there some way. But leave me here." I said, "No, Tanga, let's go." Later, I come to find out that when we were having this exchange, she said that in her head, she was looking at me in slow motion, trying to push her going. So we finally made it through the ocean, to the small river, through the path that it was muddy. But we powered through all those 40 minutes until finally made it to the band where the person was expecting us to get in there. But this is kind of the path that we made it. I have never been so happy to be done with a place. And I love my city. I love the park. And I hope someone enjoys it too. I just don't want to go back, but it's a beautiful place to see.